Bingo Bingaman. Second wind.
Barely.
Caused by... Chad Shank is back.
Yay!
Podcast starts now. The Chad Shank podcast with your special guest host, Doug Stanhope.
Yeah.
As a lot of people would enjoy. Just don't come back, Stanhope. More tweets. Fucking people love you.
Yeah, don't come back, Stanhope. No offense. Well, how could we take any? Really?
It's the only time I've listened to my fucking podcast is when Chad Shank's hosting. I haven't heard the last one, but we heard the other three. We've already on part one of this podcast gone over how cheering up just hearing Ichabod bark in the background.
Yeah.
I had the idea. I told Chaille we should Periscope everybody on football singing the theme song to Cheers to you guys just to fuck with you.
We would have just bawled.
I was just trying to think because Chaille's playing our greatest hits from the 30 Days in the Hole, and but there was one song when we were shanghaied at the fucking Amsterdam airport for
it was
25 hours.
Counting Crows song that
It was
you
it
hanging
wasn't
around.
No, it was some song I tried to sing like happy like.
Yeah,
and
you just welled up.
Yeah, I was like, I can't sing this. And I tried it 2 different times. It was a song we like. It wasn't even a sad song.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember which one it was.
We were going over the
Round here?
how many times? No, it wasn't Counting Crows.
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't
something like that.
Yeah, it was one of.
I want to know what it is so I can play it again and watch you cry here at home. I think you're on the edge.
I was just
we are
I was just
still.
on the edge right there on that back in the high life, the Warren Zevon version.
Yeah.
We were just going over in part one. Like I'm trying to write down all the times we fell apart and snapped, and it wasn't a bad tour.
No.
In fact, it was the best time I've ever had in the UK because 80% of the time, beautiful weather, like it should be for that season. October, New England football weather, dead leaves, somewhat foliage. When it did rain, it was immediately depressing. I'm going to kill myself. But we had weather where I called my brother, like it reminded me of kids kicking through piles of dead leaves.
We did that in Amsterdam.
Bingo.
I was running through the leaves.
Yeah, kicking up dead leaves and that smell, and it was just
beautiful.
Football weather, we used to call it in Massachusetts. But the breakdowns, which Chaille brought up the list of towns. We've gone over some of them. Edinburgh, you missed the suicide guy thing. It was a non-event, but Hennigan making press out of it was the fantastic part. And Glasgow was just massive fist fights in the audience. And so then I just wrote down the rest of the dates just to see what we remember.
Okay.
Because Newcastle...
Don't remember.
That was where you wanted to swing off the chandelier and the smell of beef gravy. There's no story there.
Why do they call it Newcastle upon Tyne? Why can't they just call it Newcastle?
Called some dumb fucking thing. You stop asking questions after a while. You just don't care. You just want to leave. Most of these, I have no story. Hack Oddity, who you guys know, he came to like 3 different shows. He was in Leeds. He was in maybe Sheffield. I know he's in Nottingham. 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 If you pronounce their towns wrong or even correctly, but not with their accent. They
with
get
an
really
American
pissed
accent.
off. Yeah. Tottenham Hotspur. You say Tottingham, which is completely wrong. And you just... Bleh. At one point, I was in some Scandinavian country, and I was talking about the triumvirate of evil towns on the tour. Are all UK. I said all UK is Glasgow, Manchester, and Dublin. And Dublin's not UK.
And he
there's 2 fucking dudes from Ireland. Boo! Like, fuck you. You act like you're different. If I fucking blindfold you, spin you in circles, put you on a plane, and you land in some weird other town, are you going to be able to tell the difference, you fucking assholes? Bath, that's, nothing. Sheffield, I know I hated. That's all I know.
Why?
I don't know if it's a bad show. Just, I I think they sucked, and I just followed
Sheffield,
suit.
you were on autopilot on that
They're just some
gig.
Yeah, some crowds over there, like Bergen, where they just stare at you blankly.
Yeah.
Norway.
And you just sit there, Bergen, Norway, and the flop sweats come down. And you just like, and you're trying not to look at your watch, but you know as soon as you've fulfilled an appropriate amount of time, you're just leaving.
Yeah.
I don't need a closing bit. You suck so much. And then you leave, and they're screaming for an encore.
Yeah, that was so crazy.
But it is a second language to them. This is Shawnee. This is where I brought you up in Bergen, Norway, because I remember, we played there once or twice before over the last 10 years. And I walked out and I said something to the effect of how Hennigan said, do you want to add Bergen into the tour? And I said, no fucking way. And they laugh at the, not self-deprecation, but
you deprecation.
Yes, that. And then I talked about, it was actually Andrew, I think was the last guy, but I've talked to both of you about redoing the bathroom. It was Andrew that puttied it up and found all the fucking dry rot in there. Like there was leaks in the tub, where it had been leaking so long that whole fucking thing needs to be torn out because all the wood and baseboard or whatever is underneath the tub. I said, that we're going to have, I changed it to toilet because it's a funnier joke that I have to have the whole bathroom replaced because the toilet was leaking. And then I asked how much it was going to cost. And when he told me, I went, all right, let me call Brian. Put Bergen on the tour.
Put Bergen back on.
Yeah, we're back in Bergen. We'll take that gig. Bergen, you are my new toilet. Thank you very much for having me here. So I opened with that you're just my new toilet. So I can't blame them for being quiet throughout that show. But I'm trying this snapping. There was an early show. I have no idea where it was, but the filming, always the fucking filming. And there was a guy at the fucking light, and it's a bright light.
The red light, like when you're...
Yeah, and then it's a fucking blue light. Be like, how fucking obvious, thank you, can you be? And I just go really seriously with the fucking camera. I leaned in because I'm in the theater and I get the lights and I lean in and he holds up. He's vaping.
Oh, fuck.
I just completely fucking snap on this guy.
That guy.
But the point of, well, it kind of is worse. First, I felt like an asshole for half a second and I looked like an asshole. But then I go, wait, that's the whole point of vaping e-cigarettes is you can do them
clandestine
in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, secretly. And now you have some giant vape operation that looks like fucking Burning Man. So everyone in the room has to know you're vaping.
Why not make it a strobe or one of those police lights
exactly.
that swings around?
Yes. So that gave me a tangent. And then it was, that was Sheffield where I snapped. That was my breakdown show if I had one. I still did my material.
That's
I
when
didn't
Russell
drink
was there?
myself into a fucking sitting position and go, fuck you. I'm going to sit here till you leave. Like can happen.
But you scared the shit out of me because I was in the audience.
Yeah, this is Sheffield.
And this is Sheffield. I was in
and
the
this
audience.
is after the vape guy. So
Yeah.
I'm already making sure when someone's filming that they're actually filming.
But
not
I thought
smoking an e-cigarette with a disco ball on it.
I thought we were going to have to get a cab and leave in the middle of the show, but Stanhope's doing his act.
This is after Hennigan had left too.
Yeah.
So we're on our own. We're substitute teacher with
Still
Nick.
at the show?
Yeah.
He had to leave on a couple of tour dates to go see his mother in the mental institution before she dies because he knows not many more visits. So we were left with Nick, yet another tour guy that has to put up with Brian's bullshit. Like, at some point, we're gonna have to do an intervention where you gotta be nicer to people because there's so many people that like, what is he okay? Yeah, he just turns into a fucking asshole. I know, but the problem is when I'm that much of an asshole to him about other things. Like some interviews. Like, why I had to do a podcast via Skype. Why are you setting up this shit at 9:00 in the morning to promote a show? I don't even want to fucking. So I yell at him and he pays it forward.
Shit rolls downhill.
Yeah, that's yeah, and so it's always the smallest fucking people.
Stanhope rolls
Is
downhill.
he okay? So this guy's, someone's filming. I can see the camera. You can see a silhouette. And I just jumped off like a 5-foot stage.
No, but here's the thing. You were talking, you completely just, you dropped the mic and it makes the loudest noise. I'm terrified. He leaps off a 5-foot stage and goes after this person. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And I'm like, get the car. I'm going to talk to Nick at this point saying, get a fucking car running now.
Kill the headlights and put it in neutral.
But you snapped.
And I fucking ran to wherever I thought they were. And I went, just film this. Just film me fucking talking to you. Which one of you film? Oh, you're a fuck. You don't want to film me now?
Yeah.
This is actually fucking interesting, you cocksucker.
Not my act.
This is personalized.
Oh, I was
It's like Make-A-Wish.
Oh, I love it.
And no one would fess up. And then I have to get back up on a 5-foot stage.
Which was hilarious.
Awkward, like a kid with fucking leg braces. And I roll 3 times. What are you filming for? You're filming me talking about people filming. Jesus Christ. Either way, the point is when you see someone taking your picture, you pose and it gets you out of the... God damn it. Lucy St. John. Unfriend her on Facebook.
So did the young Forrest Gump get back on stage?
Yeah. She drops her meatballs and she brings for Christmas or potatoes. I know. Anyway, so I have to do this awkward after I do my tough guy, knock-kneed fat guy in a suit, in a leisure suit, screaming at someone's face, and I don't even know which face is the right guy.
But you were terrifying, and then you looked like just this old man trying to get up.
Yeah,
like
nobody
George would be
Burns
scared of you after you got back on stage. And he did this somersault when he got up. He did a somersault.
I try to make it more comedic because it's what I was going to do anyway. When I finally got up.
It.
Yeah, I rolled like 4 times, ta-da, like a slapstick. But no, that's just an awkward old man trying to do fucking ISIS training on monkey bars. And then I just went through the rest of that set. And Sheffield was never on the calendar before, and it won't be again.
Do you want to talk about Russell? Or
Russell. No? Well, we haven't even got to London.
Okay.
London, because we blew off so many fucking people on this tour.
Yeah.
Dog SORAS we have to plug.
Yes.
Because he's a fucking monster. He's a Norwegian comedian. And the first, I think there was only 5 or 6 shows on the tour we had any opening act. Dog did London and Manchester. Fucking brilliantly funny in a second language. He's Norwegian. He does comedy, so he had to change it into English, which is, comedy is the last thing that transcends the language barrier. Sarcasm, all that. I'd tell you jokes, but I'm not going to burn his material. But he was just fucking so much fun to be around. Yeah, and he's a drinker too, but he works. Unlike so many fucking comics I know, before a show, he might be in the bar, but he's also got a notebook.
Yeah.
And he's fucking going over and he's sweating and he's pacing and he's doing all this shit that I have to do. And he's not even on the fucking, he just wants to do good. Yeah. And those are the kind of people we'll bring on the tour when we do this bus tour in my imagination. Anyway, his name is Dog at DAGSORAS. So follow that dude. He's fucking funny.
It's Dog SORAS? Just checking.
Yeah, SORAS.
If you say it slowly, it is.
Yeah, I have people I want to plug because we blew off fucking Glenn Wool. We had to blow him off because he was in London when we were in London. But here we go. You think that microphone was loud when I dropped it in Sheffield to jump into the audience? Look how loud it is when I dropped this name. Johnny Depp was in London for the premiere of Black Mass. Yeah. So I had to go, Glenn, we're not going to make it because Johnny was going to come to the show. Because when we were in Australia, we told all his crew, his handlers and flunkies and dumbwaiters and life Sherpas. That's from the last podcast. We've labeled Chaille because the manager thing gets confused. He's our tour manager and Brian's the manager. So we've retitled him Life Sherpa. And we've labeled Derek Dumbwaiter. He's our dumbwaiter. Because we go caretaker. He's not a housekeeper. He's a house sitter, but he's not a sitter. So dumbwaiter. Actually, it was Hennigan that came up with dumbwaiter.
Oh, shocking.
It's stuck.
Yeah.
So Johnny Depp does the same thing as the Comedy Store, where he sends in SEAL Team 6, advanced crew, and they check every exit and they look for whatever they look for.
Yeah.
And
it's a to-do.
Yeah. So right before the show, I'm like. Don't come to this show because he'd flown from London 14 hours and Steven Duders is like saying, his assistant. Oh yeah. Cause I invite all the crew. We invited them when we were in Australia. Hey, we're doing the UK. We didn't know Johnny's going to be there. So I texted all of the crew.
It's a UK crew. Is that
most of his,
okay.
Security people, his assistants.
It would make sense. They're not from UK. Boston.
Yeah. Russell, the chef. Yeah. And so I say, hey, this is where we're playing. I don't know where you live, but here's our dates around London and Manchester. And Duders writes back. He goes, JD is going to be in town. We think he's going to come to the show. So they send out the whole security thing that day. And it's a big pain in the ass. And I'm like, first of all, I already heard this shit at the Comedy Store last year when I was working it out.
When they shut down the entire back of the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So at the last minute, I said, if you just get off a 14-hour flight, you're an insane person if you come to this show. But if you're if Duders and Nathan and it's so-and-so don't make it, fire them. But he said, yeah, we were just thinking the same thing because by the time we got there, it'd be halfway through your show and we don't want to cause a commotion. And there's no secret box in that theater. You'd have to watch from the wings. They set up speakers and 4 chairs in the wings just in case. And he's like, just meet us at this after party.
At his hotel.
Yeah, whatever. We were shit-faced by the time we got there.
Yeah, we did not fit in there at all.
Really?
It was all industry douches, and I try to talk to a guy. I go, I'm gonna make conversation. It's like Chad would do. You know what? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna put my
need to
best
make an
foot
effort
forward.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
And I start talking to this guy, and he starts talking down to me, and I said, so were you on the film? And he just kept giving me flippant answers of sarcasm and bullshit. Like, who's this drunk guy talking to me? I go, I just thought I'd try to meet some people. I'm just in town, doing a show. And just as I'm about to tell him to fuck off because they were too condescending, fucking Johnny Depp and Amber walk in and fucking give us giant hugs. And I go, I was about to tell this guy he's a cunt. And he goes, he is. And we drifted off into a corner and had fucking cocktails, and it was a nice time. And
yeah.
And bingo, actually, you're the one who's like, I'm tired. I want to go home, which is probably good because I think if we stayed longer than we did, I would have
made more of an ass of yourself.
More.
We just assume automatically that he made somewhat of an ass of himself.
Yeah, I don't remember. We were there for a few hours, but
yeah,
it was like there's paparazzi standing outside. I took pictures of the paparazzi.
Nobody took our picture,
and they didn't.
Yeah.
So did they clear out an entire bar at the hotel for this get together, or was it like
the Black Mass premiere?
Oh, so it was rented out.
One of 4 after parties that he had to go to, but this was the one at his hotel.
Yeah.
So it's like huge
last
security. One. Oh, that's right. There was some bullshit with because I walk in and I go to the front desk. I'm like, I'm supposed to meet Johnny Depp
and
for
they're
an
like,
after party. They're like. I go, where is that? We can't comment on whether that
we have
is.
No information.
I'm like, I'm texting I'm calling fucking Dooders and Nathan and everyone, and no one's answering. And I'm like, now I have to stand here like an asshole with paparazzi.
The 400th person who's come up and said.
So then I go out and I stand with paparazzi and I start taking pictures of them just to be a dick. And then fucking Dooders, oh fuck, where are you? We're just trying to find you. I'm like, they got us in. But by then I was wired up.
Yeah, you were.
But it was, I don't remember much other than, hey, another story I can say, oh yeah, nothing happened. Stopped a suicide. Had to negotiate how to turn down an Oscar-winning fucking director for rewriting a script, bludgeoning, stage diving, going after audience members, but
nothing happened.
Nothing really ever happens on my street. Fucking Charlie Brooker.
Oh yeah,
Brooker. If you don't know the Brooker show.
What's it called? Is it the Brooker show?
It had a name. It was Screen Wipe was the first one, then News Wipe.
This was the Apollo Hammersmith that Brooker was at?
The TV show, because we had to film.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, I had to film a TV show while I was over there. But it's just their end of the year. It's like the Daily Show, but they do an end of the year show. So I just riff on shit that happened during the year. But he did Black Mirror. You watched Black Mirror.
Oh yeah. All those clips are on YouTube. Those are fucking hilarious.
I finally saw
that you did.
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
But people probably don't know that it's from a show. They just think it's me in a chair. I've thought about doing that. The Charlie Brooker show, when I did my segments, The Voice of America, I think it's called.
It was a couple years ago.
Well, we did it like 2 or 3 years in a row. And before that, before we did it in Bisbee, I did it, shit over there.
Oh, okay.
But over here, we did it with me sitting in an old, ripped up lazy boy on the airport runway in the Bisbee airport. And they ran that as clips of me ranting. And I thought we could do that and just rent out the airport for what? $3? And just put the clips on YouTube as me on the Charlie Brooker show. Even though that show isn't even on the fucking air anymore. I still own a fucking dirty lazy boy, a bad leisure suit, and rental fare to the Bisbee air, because it would look exactly the same. We should do that.
Yeah.
Remind me to do that. But we did film some shit. But he said, and this has really been in my head, their Netflix picked up Black Mirror for another run. Nice. He's like, if you have any ideas, shoot them my way. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I have a lot of ideas. In every interview in the UK where they brought up Charlie Brooker, because that's how people know me over there, I said, I heard Black Mirror got picked up. Make sure you put it in the interview that I want to play a part. I want to roll. I got a Louis episode over here. Done with it. I want a fucking Black Mirror episode. Those are 2 good credits. Just give me a fucking where I can play the same character would be the
Right?
best.
If you could do Eddie.
Some Twilight Zone version of Eddie. Just want to play the exact same character,
Yes.
but with a Twilight Zone-y twist.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something
Fantastic.
I've been working on in my head when I should have been working on my act.
You can play the pig that the prime minister puts his dick in his mouth.
They were all wanting quotes on that. They wanted me to talk about Donald Trump. I don't have a fucking opinion. That joke writes itself. There's nothing to add. And the Cameron putting his dick in a pig's mouth, and you go, that's a party. That's just something. Like,
How old was he? He was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Fucking,
sense.
we had Kenny have a tarantula walk across his balls for $20. Derek found a giant tarantula. Do you know this story, Bree?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we paid Derek $100 to spread his balls out like bat wings and let this giant tarantula he found crawl across his nutsack. Well, Kenny shows up late, but we still think it's a funny gag. So I go, Kenny, I'll pay you $20. And this thing walked across his balls, then up his chest, across his neck. And we give him $20 and we go, oh, by the way, we just gave Derek $100 to do the same thing. You motherfuckers!
That is pretty funny.
But yeah, first of all, the guy has a severed dead pig's head as a centerpiece at the party. At what point do you think you're going too far by sticking your dick in it? It's like, that kind of sets the tone for a party when you're in college. Oh, someone's going to put their dick in it. It happens. Shit, I got more notes. They don't fucking segue.
I told my joke.
Bingo had to open when Brian,
Yeah.
because Brian would open the shows
Oh boy.
with his notebook. Please, we'd like you to all be here at the end of the show. Should you choose to be. But please don't make you exit the show early. He's just trying to find cute ways of saying, shut the fuck up and don't
film.
Don't get thrown out.
Yeah.
But he just, it's like you, Chaille. Every time you went on stage to introduce me, they hated you immediately.
With an attitude of hate that spilled over until after the show to where they tweeted or Facebook message you directly.
An email complaining about Chaille going, hey, are y'all ready for a good show? Hey.
Trying hard to just pave the way to a good
Here's
show.
The shot specials and whoever that guy opening was fucking sucked.
Fuck that guy.
Like he just did announcements and told you to have a good time and you can one more big round of applause. You can do better than that. No filming. Fuck no filming. Maybe it was no filming. I don't know.
It was fuck that guy was what the one guy said to you. Like he was mad. He wanted to kill me. And
this is where
you even went back.
Chaille, this was when we first started wearing the goofy suits, and Chaille was dressed as a carnival barker and had this sneaky man half stash, like thin just above the lip, and his hair combed
Ernie Kovacs
parted
style,
down the middle and then out like 1930s vaudeville guy. And Chaille does turn a lot of people off when they first meet him because he has a very stoic face. You look like a dick a lot of the times because you're thinking.
I'm busy.
You're busy in your head,
and I am working.
And you do speak strongly when you don't know it. You're being very friendly.
Oh, sure. Tracy's nodding her head. I think she hurt her neck just now.
But yeah, Brian gets that too. You're Brian. Boo. Hi, I'm Doug Stanhope's manager. Boo! Like they were booing him. That was his opening line. Hello, I'm Brian. I'm Doug Stanhope's manager. Boo!
Jesus.
Yeah. Fuck. Like he's some white collar criminal.
It's a great setup to go out the next night when you're on like the beginning of a tour and you have to do a couple. It's like, can we find anyone else to fucking go out there and do this? Because you could put anyone out there.
Well, we did.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Even when it was me, it was like, I am the last fucking resort. And sometimes it was 2 or 3 nights in a row where I had to keep going out there.
Yeah.
And then you'd share the emails the next day, which thank you for that.
Well,
But
when,
I did it
when
in
Brian
front of
went to go to the
3,000
mental
people.
bin for his mother,
Yeah.
he was off the tour. Bingo went out. Oh, you did do
I did
London.
Apollo
That was our
Hammersmith.
biggest show ever. Was
3,000?
3,000
3,300.
people.
Yeah.
I was pissing myself. I was going over my line.
She
in
was
my head.
doing the same one-liner
Yeah, joke. Just dumb
third grader
joke.
jokes.
Yeah.
She just went out and did one joke, but she was pacing for 3 hours before saying the joke out loud.
You ate a bunch of marshmallows
What
too,
was
right?
what was the joke? Give us your joke.
The one I used that night
On the
was,
mic.
Yes.
oh yeah.
Eat the mic, baby.
What was it? I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh yeah. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
Yay!
Maybe I needed a joke.
Bingo just fucking.
Ding dong.
Bingo just walks out on stage and it shrieks because they know her from life and the
Fucking
podcast.
bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, man. I'm telling you, man. Fucking I tried. Had I picked up a fucking knock joke on a bazooka gum fucking rapper.
Laffy Taffy, asshole.
Oh yeah. Like you wrote that joke, fucker.
Yeah, so Bingo was the opening act for a while.
Yeah.
And that was great. And then Brian came back.
Yeah.
A couple times we go, hey, we gave him suggestions. Because he's still doing based on the Glasgow, first
The fist fight.
He
fist
gets
fight
out there
shows.
and just scolds
then
them.
he's like
And that's
scolding
how they
Scandinavian
start the
audiences that don't respond at all, much
Yeah.
less fight. Like you don't have to keep doing that. We're not in the UK anymore.
Right.
Well, his heart was in the right place. I mean, he's trying to pave the show.
Yeah.
I mean, pave
So
it to
Stanhope doesn't have to go
not
out
have
cold and
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's done comedy, right?
I don't
Yes,
know how.
and then he went into management.
Bleep. Hey, rewind that. Cut
Oh,
that part.
sure. I'll cut that out. I'll cut that
We
out.
all know how that goes already.
In his defense, you could also find some very poor business decisions I have made and say, well, you used to manage yourself. Yeah, then I got Brian. And so, yeah, he does the managing and I do the comedy. When Bingo, stop, one more joke and we'll go to break.
The clock one.
You guys used that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
you don't want to fuck.
you'll think
You already
one.
burned it
I
on a
wanna,
podcast?
Oh wait, no. I got one. I got one.
Go ahead.
Why does the Cyclops make such a great teacher?
Why does the Cyclops make such a good teacher?
Because he only has one pupil. Good night, Cleveland.
A round of applause.
See?
First of all, a terrible teacher is still a terrible teacher.
Oh, really? You're going to
Even
do
with
this to
one-
my fucking joke?
Well, I didn't do it that night, did I? But I thought it. Like, that doesn't make any I wish I did think it, because I would have done 5 minutes
Yeah,
going,
about-
how
yeah.
fucked up and stupid your
That
joke
joke
was.
was.
It doesn't make any
Take it
sense.
apart.
And then you'd
Yeah.
get boo, Stanhope.
Yeah, a teacher that fucks his students, if he's only fucking one, he's a good teacher? What is that? It doesn't make any sense. What if he's teaching you racism or homophobia? You don't even have friends in the class that can go, I don't think this teacher's right. You have no peers. Who do you play with at recess? It's the shittiest school ever. I'm sorry about that joke, people. We're going to reconnoiter the entire podcast and be back with the second half after several drinks. Hey, UK merch is on sale. Where? In the UK? No, just on the website. Can't deal with all those problems with selling merch in the UK, but you can get UK t-shirts on the website at DougStanhope.com and posters. We have, Jim Ether's doing posters too? We got posters. We have t-shirts. We have everything you need to go out in public naked. A poster to cover your genitals and a t-shirt to cover your voluptuous man top. And go to DougStanhope.com and look for the merchandise page. My World Tour, asterisk, places that speak English that will still book me. Yeah. All right, some thank yous, because I just got back and did mail call after 5 weeks, and there's a whole shitload of stuff. But our sponsor for this podcast is the podcast that Chad Shank, as our fill-in host, promoted, and everyone's tweeting about it.
Oh, yeah.
They sent a shirt that should even fit you. Is that the one?
Sword and Scale.
It's the Sword and Scale podcast, which I have not heard yet. But since you guys brought it up on the podcast, everyone's fucking tweeting different episodes. Oh, fuck, you got to listen to this and that. So they sent you, I assume that's a lighter?
It's a USB.
Oh, it's a USB
That's what I was
thing.
trying to see.
All right.
Nice.
It looked like a lighter. I didn't want to unwrap your gift. But yeah, they sent you a T-shirt, and they sent a smaller T-shirt.
Right on.
One little for you.
But they sent a giant one.
I told them that I
Grab that bag underneath there, too. The USPS bag. Here's something my brother got you, Chad, for doing the podcast.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
it's
my
like,
goodness. It's like
It's a
Christmas.
Chad Shank Christmas.
This is from the Headless Horseman Haunted House in New York.
Sweet.
That's a huge haunted house. One of the biggest in the
Somehow
country.
everyone guesses that you like black when it's in your T-shirt.
Thank you very much, everybody. That's awesome.
And some dude, I should just save this for another podcast, but you wrote way too much. It's 2 pages of shit, but you sent a whole bunch of bar accoutrements, shot glasses,
you.
weird double shot glasses where it's split in half in case you want to put half of this and half of that.
I could do a Kahlua and cream.
You could do a Jaeger bomb, perhaps. It's a shot glass, but it's double-sided. It's a weird thing.
I think he sent bar mats, too.
He sent bar mats. No more bar mats, people. Because I'm that kind of hoarder that will build another bar so I do not waste the free bar mats that you have sent. We are loaded with all the bar accoutrements. We appreciate all of you. I can't name all your names because I don't save shit, and I've been on the road.
One more thing while you were gone, a large box arrived from Anchorage, Alaska, Chilkoot Charlie's. Duran, he sent the condiment tray there.
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of bar mats and some other like napkin caddies and stuff. So that was Coots.
This guy sent a book. His name is Leo Montani, and it came from Japan, and it's called The Essence of Influence: Practical Mind Control for Business. Now, I haven't read. I think that's a note inside or something.
That's self-published, right? That's like a Lulu Press type thing.
Hang on, let me go. About the author, Leo Montani got his start working for a Japanese trading company before moving on to become a world-renowned corporate consultant whose clients have included many Fortune 500 companies. He is a co-founder of the Montani Research Institute and is a visiting lecturer at many firms and institutions around the world.
Well, he wrote that at least.
Oh, that segues perfectly into the point. I knew I had a point with the Johnny Depp shit. Is the after that? Where did I put that? Hang on, please hold. Not only did I get Facebook messages and emails that I don't have with me, but this guy went so far. After I posted a picture on Twitter of Johnny Depp and us at that
after party.
Yeah.
I got emails. Hey, my daughter's a fucking goof, disabled, whatever, and we lined up and waited hours to see him in the disabled pen. He actually made reference to a pen where they kept the disabled people so Johnny Depp could go over and hug them or whatever at the before the premiere. But she forgot her camera. This is this like 11 paragraph email, but she didn't have her camera. So is there any way you can get me contact information to find out when he's going to be in the UK the next time because she didn't get the picture that she.
That sounds totally legit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he kept telling me over and over he's not a psycho.
No, clearly
He's
not.
dropping the fucking disabled bond. He actually said, "Yeah, I'm using that."
How into the event were you if you forgot your fucking camera?
This actually got backstage. I'm not gonna fucking read it.
Ever.
No, I want. Okay. As a big fan of yours, this was delivered to me backstage, and I think it's from a fan, Joanne Savoie.
Yeah.
Someone brought you pre-mixed Negronis.
That was sweet.
And with a note, and it said Joanne. I'm like, fucking get her back here. She's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
She was in Canada at the end of the
She's been
tour.
here for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She's fucking cool
all
as shit.
over. Yeah. She meets us all over the
Yeah,
world.
she's a flight attendant for not a private company, but a charter.
Yeah.
And she'll just show up anywhere in the world.
With Bibles.
And
thank you.
Bibles.
Negronis.
She used to bring vodka, but now that we've made the Negroni thing so fucking popular, she showed up with pre-mixed Negronis. I'm like,
She's great.
Send her back. So when I opened this, I assume, hey, a fan sent some shit. Hey, Doug, blah, blah, blah. As a fan of yours for a long time, including your hilarious podcasts, I couldn't help but be intrigued by your recentish meets with Johnny Depp. And then it goes on to include, this is a short film I wrote 15 years ago. I think if you like the script and think Depp might, or on the outrageous outside chance be interested, potentially in directing too, would you please pass this on to him? All right. You'll have to
read the tweets from. Yeah.
You know what? It never hurts to try. I even have a nice bit about that, encouraging people. You know what? You're probably wrong, but it never hurts to try until I shit all over you on this podcast. But please hold. He'll cut out this long pause.
Not now.
Still not a pause.
I am. All right. I'm just going to say I texted this to a friend of mine. I said, these pinwheels are sending me movie scripts backstage for you. Would you like me to FedEx them or just have them tattooed on my back so you can have a gander while we make love? Best, what's left of us. And so this Grant Wakefield from Somerset, this is your answer. Please have them old school Thai style tattooed to all available skin, and I shall read and read to my heart's content. Just chuck the fucking things. I don't want to be responsible for their needy, useless fantasies and hopeless illusions to tumble into the perpetual eternal abyss where they goddamn belong. Fuck them. When I was coming up, I had to eat elbow macaroni and Denison's 99-cent chili for months on end and buy cigarettes in single from mean Mexicans 3 smokes at a time. God damn, I fucking love you and Sweet Bingo. Signed, Jay.
So that script isn't attached to anyone?
So Leo Montani, Practical Mind Control for Business. I really appreciate you sending me the self-help book, but if I can't help myself, Earwig Factory sent me something weird, and it's got a picture of Richard Belzer on it. I don't know if it's a DVD or a CD, but we'll figure all that shit out later. And now we'll come back to the podcast after I sip off of this drink and light a cigarette. Hey, if you're coming to Bisbee, and a lot of people tweet me that they are, if you're not a comic, I don't really pay that much attention. But if you are staying here, the rule still stands. If you're coming to Bisbee, stay at the Shady Dell if it's available, and I will step away from my book and come have a beer with you. Even Ichabod says, yay on the Shady Dell. TheShadyDell.com, TheShadyDell.com. It's a vintage trailer park. Trailers done to the nines, just like it's 1958. You're You're going to love it. I will come down. I'll have cocktails with you. Maybe we burn a steak. I don't know. But stay there. If you're in town and I'm in town, I will see you there. And now back to the podcast, already in drudgery. The Negroni thing. And again, thank you, Joanne, for bringing us pre-made Negronis. We found one hotel when we were in Oslo, and I won't name the bar because I don't remember it, first of all.
I was going to say, why wouldn't you? Who the fuck cares?
I wouldn't because, the cuntiest bar, but great. I walked in. It's a kind of part of the hotel. The hotel is, attached to this mall inside place. It's just
kind of like the Jupiter, how the place is next to it. It's a bar next to it.
It has like a food court, but of high end shit, because there's a theater attached where Mary Poppins is playing. Ooh. And then you walk across the atrium indoor court. But at the end, there's this bar, and I think Bingo and I were fighting again. Yeah, we definitely were, because you brought me a flower that day, and then we weren't fighting anymore.
You fought because she brought you a flower?
Nah, it's just dumb shit. After 5 weeks of being always this close.
We're in the same hotel room.
Just
you know
gum.
I mean,
I know.
Just
little things like the gum.
They're just chewing nicotine gum and chomping and just making
the ass
crazy
music.
Yeah.
So she goes out on her own. So I find this bar that's at the last bar in this thing, 100 yards down, not even. And I went in and I go, it's early, and I know it's 2:30. I know it's 2:30 because I tweeted. In the UK, you'd have people tweeting you at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, going, "Hey, pre-gaming for the Doug Stanhope show," with a picture of their Negroni. And you go, we close on that drink for a reason. That's going to fucking knock your dick in the dirt. And it's 6 hours before my show, and I have an opening act. So don't slow down.
You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it.
And I remember that day because we were so fucked. And I tweeted, I'm always scared when my audience tweets their Negronis 6 hours before the show. Well, now it's my turn for you to be scared at me. 2:30 p.m. Negroni. Shit. And it's Norway, so it's I ended up doing the math. It was $15.66. First, I had just a vodka orange, short vodka orange measured shot. So that was $15.66, and so I did the math. Whatever it was, 106 kroners. And so I did the math conversion. We drink shit vodka. We don't get pop-off. Vitali is our pop-off. That cost 15 cents a shot. So, yeah, this
sounds about right.
Yeah, is that 1 million times what we pay here at the Funhouse Shotclog bar? But then I go, fuck it. Negroni's the same price as a measured shot. So I go, fuck it. Give me a Negroni and the show will suck. And I don't care. And when I walked in, the bartender... Oh, wait. Oh, gotta back up. This starts in Bergen. After that Bergen show...
your toilet show.
Yeah, the toilet show. Which, it turns into something else. Go to the bar in Bergen. Woke up still drunk. That was the only night we really went out and hung out with the other comedians. And I'm still wearing the fucking, that's the bar we were at in Bergen. It's called, hang on, I still have the armband on for the last 2.5 weeks. Bocco, B-O-C-C-O. You can smoke outside on a deck and drink. It's great. They have heat lamps. Go there, Bergen. You are my toilet. So I wake up still drunk from hanging out. And I go to the bar in Norway. It's 11:30 in the morning, and I see that they're pouring beers for people, and I'm good. Bar is open. So I went to get a fresh squeezed orange juice from the coffee stand because I want a good vodka orange. And I brought my fresh squeezed orange to the bar, and I said, I just need a shot of vodka, your fucking dumb measured shot. I didn't say that, with some ice. And the woman just scowled at me and rolled her eyes cartoonish and goes, "We don't sell vodka before 1 p.m. in Norway." I'm like, "Oh, I saw you pouring beer. Oh, you can have beer,
but not
it's
alcohol.
the same fucking alcohol in a beer as there is in a shot."
This would have been your snapping point, Chad.
yeah.
And that's where in my head I go, this tour's over. My body will go on stage and say words, but I'm not trying anymore. So I started spite drinking. We were flying from Bergen to Oslo, and that's when I was already in a fight with Bingo. She's wandering the city. I find this fucking hipster bar,
We
the
all
International,
split up.
it's called. That's, you should be publicly shamed. And I walked in there and I'm going, fuck it. It's after 1 p.m. I'm going to start spite drinking because you won't serve me fucking hard liquor. Well, you know what? It's going to be Oslo's problem tonight. And I asked the kid, I said, "Can I get a vodka orange?" That was my first drink. And he looked at me the same way that woman did. And I know it's after fucking 1. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. And he went, like I insulted him.
He stepped on his
And
toe
then
or something.
I said, "Vodka orange." And then he turned to the girl bartender, like, "Can you make that?" Like, maybe he doesn't speak English and my English is terrifying him. And I went, "It's just vodka and orange juice." And he went, I'm sorry, I've seen all of your shows." He was just like a terrified fan.
That's funny.
He was a sweet little gay kid.
He's so sweet. And his grandma just died.
Well, I get a Negroni. I text Bingo the apology if you want to meet me at this bar, and she shows up with a flower. We're friends again. And then so she comes in and she orders
a whiskey.
I go, "I bet you want a whiskey." And she said, "You're right. I do want a whiskey." And he said, "What kind?" This is the picture I tweeted. I said, "Chaille, start working on this bar. We need this at home."
Oh,
it was
the huge,
like,
yeah.
probably
Like
16
a library.
feet high, like 9 shelves. The camera wasn't big enough
No,
to
you
get
couldn't
the
get the whole
wide
thing,
shot.
yeah.
It was huge, glowing, like the backdrop of like
Was it a
big
hotel?
version of the Shining bar, like all lit up.
Was it a hotel?
It was. It's kind of like a hotel.
It seemed like they had enough of that headroom because it's usually double story on the ground floor of a hotel.
Yeah, it's
so I
the same
assumed it was a
building
hotel.
as the hotel.
Yeah.
And he's Bingo says, "I'll let you choose because there's 75 fucking different kinds of whiskey."
But I
that
just
one
wanted
way
the
up
whiskey
there.
on the
And
rocks.
he goes, "How about this?" And she said, "Fine." And she goes, "On the rocks." And he goes, "Oh no,
It's against
we
our
don't
policy.
we don't do anything. They wouldn't put a single malt on ice just because
it
that's
has to be straight
they
up.
think. Yes, we can only. I can give you a bourbon on the rocks, but we're not allowed to give you. And I'm like, anywhere else, I would have gone, "Fuck you," really loud and walked out. Like, "Fuck you. How dare you, you pretentious cunt." But he'd already been a fan and starstruck, like, "Fuck it. Well, we just made up. We're going to have a good day."
Yeah.
I just drank a Negroni, so I'm in a better mood and don't care about the show. And there was at the Tucson airport. This is the longest unsolicited autograph I've ever given. She got a bourbon on the rocks because they don't. And there used to be
Wait, could you just order a glass of ice and a shot?
Whiskey straight up and a
Okay, I'm
cup
sorry. I
of
didn't
ice.
Yeah, the point is they're that douchebags. They think it
About
diminishes the character of a single
Yeah.
malt.
No,
Yeah.
the
Well, that's why
manager
I-
does. The
Well, that's
manager.
why I would order a cup of ice and then right in front of him pour it on the ice
Right,
and
well,
fucking drink.
Don't get ahead of me.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't get ahead of me. There was the Tucson airport has a 4-seat sushi bar, and the old sushi guy was this, that kind of cunt about, "This is how you eat sushi. You eat it like it." So I would order white tuna, and I'd ask for soy sauce, and he'd go, "You don't put soy sauce on white tuna." And he has a different sauce, like
Ponzu.
whatever. So I was trained, because that's my regular bar. I would order yellowtail first, get my soy sauce, so I was on my side of the sushi bar. And then I would order my white tuna. And when he wasn't looking, still like he's a substitute teacher with one pupil, call back. I would sneak soy sauce onto my 2 pieces of white tuna. So I wrote this whole story out on the back of my boarding card from Bergen, where they wouldn't give me fucking vodka at 11:30 in the morning. I found out the guy's name from his boss, and I wrote this entire back of the blank boarding card, the story of Hong and how I learned
soy sauce.
how to trick him. And I ended it with, so tomorrow we will see you and we will be ordering a single malt on the rocks as our second drink. And I gave it to the guy, and I said, give it to the kid. And he's like, oh, he's such a big fan. And his grandmother just died. And thank you so much. He bought 2 of our fucking rounds. And like,
yeah.
So don't go there. And if you're that kid, quit. Fucking won't sell you. Did we go back and drink that single malt on the rocks? I know we went back.
Yeah, we did.
I love that the sushi chef that you ran into is so particular about what sauce to have on the fish, and yet they call white tuna, and it's not fucking tuna.
Well, there is white tuna. It's just not always what they're selling.
It's escalar.
Butterfish, and white tuna can all be sold as white tuna, but only one of them's white tuna. But they call... I've had albacore.
That's lying.
I know, but I've had albacore that they say is white tuna. That one near the Tucson airport. Fucking horrific. Anyway, let me wrap this up. I got to get back to Iceland, where we tortured Bjork again by Twitter. Hey, Bjork, you still don't have a ride to the airport. It's been 4 years since we've been here. You must have missed those tweets. I'll chuck in for gas. I can't remember all of them.
It was a lot.
Bro, that was the last fight we got into.
Yeah.
Bingo. Last night. We're done our shows.
Yeah.
We're just having the dinner with Jon Gunnar, however you pronounce it, the former mayor of Reykjavik, at that nice dinner that we talked about in the last podcast. And hours before, Bingo just starts vomiting so horrifically and for so long and so loud that I said, if you were auditioning for the part of vomiting woman, they would say, no, she's too over the top.
Not believable.
So loud, I can only do it in here. Over and over and over.
It's blood, right?
And after that, somehow we got into a huge fight about something.
I know what it was.
What was it? I tweeted a picture of her vomiting
with my tit hanging out. My titty was hanging out, and
yes, her tit was. Anyone anywhere that has not seen Bingo's tits readily available. She walks around naked all the fucking time. Everyone,
no hands have went up in this room.
The last. I couldn't handle anything else.
Did you hear that? The internet just went silent.
Yes, exactly. No one's more nude all the time in front of strangers than Bingo. And she came out and just started screaming in my face, how fucking dare you? That's my tit. I'm like, are you kidding me? She had just posted a picture from her video where she's completely naked playing the piano. Yeah. Well, nothing was showing. Yeah, except your vagina. I mean, it wasn't hanging open, but your vagina's showing. Fuck you. I go, you take pictures of me all the time, like asleep, drooling out of my big bloated alcoholic mouth, but it's not your dick. But your dick. So
I just snapped.
That was the big blowout.
Yeah.
At this point, Bingo, aren't they all of our tits? I mean, honestly.
So we made up before dinner with Gunnar.
Yeah, and dinner was incredible.
Yeah, and then...
Oh, wait, this is the point of that, though. You tweeted Bjork about this, our fight.
Yeah, so to make up, Bingo's upstairs. I go, fuck you, and I just left. like I'm going to dinner alone, but I have an hour to kill. So I'm at the hotel bar and I start tweeting at Bjork about my fight with Bingo. I'm like, if she'll listen to anyone, it's you. Can you please help
talk her down or something?
Straighten this out.
Before dinner with Jean.
Yeah, I'm having dinner because she's friends with Jonar.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be dining with Jonar, and if anyone can straighten this out, it's you. She'll only listen to you. And then after we have dinner with the Ggreg, I had him take a picture of all of us at the big dinner table. And I said, I don't know what you said to her, Bjork, but whatever it was, it worked.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
and the wrap up to the whole story, so we can get on with our drinking time.
Yeah.
Is we get fucked on that flight in Iceland, miss our connecting flight. We're stuck for 25 hours. And again, best airport I've ever been to is Amsterdam Airport. We had a great time. Spent a shitload of money on a fucking hotel room.
Yeah.
But you're fucked. You're there.
Yeah.
We could have tried to find a bargain by going into town, but did all right.
Yeah.
And then trying to get the new flight home, then it's like fucking middle seats away from each other on a 10-hour flight. And then they were going to have us connect through Detroit.
It would have been
then Atlanta.
Fucking
and we're already
miserable.
Fucking insane. And I went, you know what? Fuck it. First class is available. It's going to cost us a shitload of money. And it's going to be worth every fucking penny. And then I thought, this is just dumb. We just get drunk and take the fucking middle seats and get home. This is stupid. We could build another bar and put all these bar mats that are extras.
Funhouse 2.
Yeah. And then over in Negroni, that was probably $22 because it was in the Amsterdam fucking Sheraton hotel bar. I said, fuck it, and I booked the goddamn first class flights. And made Bingo smile. I went back up and I just said, Bingo, try this. And she tried it. And I said, that's a $10,000 Negroni. So, Bergen, your toilet money. Yeah, we're going to have to just use the same toilet. Next time, Stavanger, because we spent that toilet money on first class to get us home without too many tears and in one piece.
Yeah.
2.5 days later. The next podcast, well, we're going to get that swap cast in. I want to fucking catch up with Chad Shank, who did a fucking fantastic job. And I'm going to keep leaving town so he keeps doing podcasts. And Derek is back in town with his old gal Bree. If you caught those podcasts, I said, oh, it's okay. We can talk about Bree because she never listens to the podcast. So Sir Rats-a-Lot goes back out on the road with his girl and goes, listen to this. Hey, you should listen to this podcast because they talk about you. So yeah, Chad Shank and Derek and Bree will be on an upcoming podcast November 21st.
Come to the show.
Yeah, plan that weekend, November 21st at the Bisbee Royale in Bisbee. And I will see you there. And thank you for listening to the Doug Stanhope, Chad Shank, Shotclog, Bisbee podcast. Good night. Hey, play the Mattoid.
Right on.
Melancholic battling man. and morning game, and the general mood was on its way upwards. I said, hello, 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 hello.